Hey, what's going on, guys? Steve here again on a beautiful, cloudy, soon to be rainy Monday morning. Everyone loves Mondays. Anyways, today's topic could be considered Monday morning mindfulness. Now, when I say mindfulness, I mean mindfulness about your mood disorder, your mental illness. I personally like to call mine a mood disorder rather than a mental illness. It just sounds a little sweeter to me, a little bit sugar-coated, but that's how I like to consider it. So anyways, mood disorder mindfulness. For months, actually for over a year, I blamed every single thing that happened to me, whether it be, well, all the bad things, I blamed on my mood disorder. I blamed anxiety for when I was sweating. I blamed anxiety when my heart was elevated, my heart rate was elevated. I blamed depression for me being tired. I blamed depression for me having a lack of energy. I just blamed my mood disorders for everything. If I had a common cold, I blamed it on mood disorders. If I was sweating, even if it was 90 degrees out, it had to be anxiety. It had to be my mood disorders causing my issues. But recently, I was doing pretty well. I was thinking about going back to work. I was in a better mind state. I was cooking dinners again, like real good dinners. I was getting some light exercise in. I was driving around town. I was doing errands. I was feeling great. I was feeling past the point where it would come to my 12-hour mark, and I'd take Klonopin twice a day, and I would pass the 12-hour mark and not even notice, where I would previously be waiting and waiting and waiting just to take that Klonopin at that 12-hour mark, because I take 1 milligram twice a day. But anyways, if you follow my channel, you know I had a mini heart attack recently, about 2-3 weeks ago. I had a blockage in my RPL, which is a branch to my artery, my right coronary artery. They said it was the best optimal heart attack to have. So I got prescribed 2 blood thinners, 2 blood pressure medications, and a cholesterol medication. Now, within days, I had a massive headache. I had dizziness beyond belief. Tiredness, complete fatigue, weakness. I couldn't believe that I was going back into depression. I couldn't believe that I was falling back into anxiety, and I couldn't believe where I was at, like where I just was, like so close to the top of this mountain to come back down from depression and anxiety. And then it just felt like my ropes gave way and I got all the way back down to the bottom. And I was so frustrated, so disappointed. And I blamed it all on depression. I blamed it all on anxiety. But I'm one of those people who doesn't like to read too far into side effects of medications and what could possibly happen. Sometimes I think that my mind might manifest certain side effects. If I see nausea as a side effect on the side of a medication bottle or on a website, when I do research on my medicine, I can sometimes just automatically trigger and say, okay, well, I'm taking something that's going to make me nauseous. I know I'm going to be nauseous. I end up being nauseous because it's just on my mind. That's just manifesting an idea that really isn't a reality. So I haven't done that. I haven't looked at my medication side effects, but I knew something had to be wrong. After 2 weeks of just downright suffering, after feeling pretty good, I blamed all the new feelings I had on depression. I blamed it all on anxiety. I blamed my mental health, my mood disorders, for everything that was going wrong. Every new feeling that felt like old feelings, I blamed it on that. So I said, fuck it, Steve, let's look at the side of the bottles. One of the blood thinners I'm supposed to be on for a year, it says right on the bottle, be careful using heavy machinery and driving before you know how this medicine affects you. It's a fucking blood thinner. How the fuck is it supposed to have the same effects as a narcotic? How is it supposed to make you drowsy? How is it supposed to make you dizzy to the point where you can't drive? How are you supposed to function? I'm supposed to take this for a fucking year? You know? I just wasn't having it. So, multiple phone calls into a cardiologist, multiple messages back and forth, and I finally got an appointment with my cardiologist, and he just switched it. Just like that. No more dizziness. But I'm still faced every day with fatigue, and I'm still faced every day with muscle weakness, and just overall weakness, and lack of motivation. And it just feels like depression. And before, it felt like anxiety, but I got rid of that because of a fucking medicine. And I'm pretty sure I know what it is. It's called lipitor. It's cholesterol medication. Now, I know my cholesterol is a little high. Obviously, I just had a mini heart attack at the age of 29. But they have me on the highest fucking dose possible. 80 milligrams of lipitor per day. And one of the number one side effects is fatigue, unusual tiredness, muscle weakness. I had a mini heart attack. My cholesterol is just above the numbers to be high. And they have me on the highest fucking dose possible of fucking lipitor. And I'm exhausted every fucking day. So this morning I woke up especially early instead of sleeping in, which is another thing that bothers me, is that I had my sleep schedule in check. I was going to bed around 10:30, between 10:30 and 11:30 at night, which is my norm. Waking up about 7 to 8, getting back in the groove to get back to work. You know, clocking time at my job 7:30. And then I just started sleeping out of nowhere, 12, 14 hours. You know, so finally I found out it's got to be the lipitor. I'm on the highest dose possible, and I'm talked to a friend of mine who's just turned 21, who's had high cholesterol problems, but he's skinny as a rail, and they have him on the lowest dose possible of lipitor, which I think is like 10 milligrams or some shit like that. It doesn't make any fucking sense, you know? So I woke up extra early this morning, made myself a cup of coffee, and I'm gonna call up my cardiologist, and I'm gonna ream them out. I'm gonna say I want off lipitor, or I want to get a lower dose immediately, because I cannot go on living my life like this. And this mindfulness, this version of myself, to be able to realize that I'm putting something new into my body after I was feeling pretty goddamn good. The mindfulness that I have has made me realize that I am smarter. I am a bigger person. I am more well off, and mood disorders, depression, and anxiety have taught me so much about life, given me a new perspective on life. I have no tolerance for bullshit anymore, and I know right now that I need to do shit for myself on my own, because nobody else is going to do it for me. And if you're sitting there waiting for something to change, and you're the one who's waiting, go out and do it yourself. If you know that something's wrong, and you were feeling better, and you tried a new medicine, you tried a new supplement, you tried something else, something that's different from your routine, something sad happened in your life, something that you're nervous about, something that's coming up. If you realize, if you can pinpoint, you can be mindful of what's going on in your life and everything that you're intaking, and everything that's around you, your surroundings, whether it be emotional or physical. Be mindful of what's happening and how it affects your mood, especially with mood disorders, because you don't want to feel any worse than you originally do, and you don't want to feel, all you want to do is feel better. So be mindful of your mood disorder. Be mindful of your mental illness, because at the end of the day, we're the ones suffering with it, not anybody else. So, for lack of a better term, get off your ass and do it for yourself. I'm sorry if that's blunt, but that's the whole of it. You know, we gotta fight for ourselves. We got to fight for what's right, and we got to fight to get better. And I'm sorry if you're suffering today. If you are, please, please, please keep fighting. Please keep your head up, and please keep surviving. I wish you all the best of luck recovering from your mood disorder. Be well, and I'll talk to you in the next video.